Okay, two more archetypes that are actually parts of the psyche, not just the collective unconscious, are the anima and the animus. Okay. Now, the anima is the unconscious feminine side of a man, but really what it's characterizing is the stereotypical feminine characteristics, okay, that one most views positively, okay? So, for Jung, this is ruled by the principle of eros, love, okay? So mainly characterized by compassion, empathy, altruism, okay? But when Jung wrote his paper, the Syzygy, in which he outlines the anima and the animus, he's very, very clear that these concepts are not to be used rigidly, okay? That they can be used flexibly, okay, depending upon the individual. So what the anima is really referring to is what you view as the most ideal characteristics of a woman, okay? And this is influenced by your early relationships, positive experiences with women, so probably your mothers and grandmothers and other female relatives early in life, but also the stories that you read and the stories that you view, okay? So female characters, for example, in literature or in TV shows and so on, okay? And for Jung, these are the characteristics that you view as ideal in a woman, that you're drawn to, that you're attracted to as you get older, but also that you want to incorporate into your own psyche, okay? So you're quite often drawn to traits that are somewhat lacking in yourself, okay? And in order to reach that stage of balance, okay, you want to not only get to know this person, but also incorporate some of their traits into your psyche so that you can grow as a person, so that you can become more compassionate, altruistic, empathetic, and so on, if these are the traits that you're drawn to. And then the animus is the opposite, okay? It's the unconscious masculine side of a woman. But again, it's at least stereotypically, for Jung, it's driven by the principle of logos or logic, okay? Really meaning kind of cold, detached logic. So being able to make decisions that are not influenced by emotionality, okay, but by looking at things more objectively. But again, for Jung, this is the ideal characteristics of a man, okay, that you're drawn to, that you're attracted to, that you want to incorporate into your own psyche. They're influenced by your own unique experiences, okay? So what actually the anima is to you, okay, will be different from what it exactly is to someone else, okay? There's obviously going to be commonality because of the shared culture we're brought up in, okay? But it's influenced by your early male experiences that are positive, the literature that you consume, okay, the movies and so on that you watch, okay? These are what you're incorporating into. So again, what the anima looks like can come in many different forms, okay? And Jung does have 4 broad examples of what the animus can look like and what the anima can look like. But again, there's going to be some overlap between these, and again, are not to be used rigidly, okay? Again, it's unique from one individual to the other. And by the way, I'm going into a bit more information than you need, okay, for the exam, okay? For the exam, understanding what the anima is, what the animus is, the main difference between them is sufficient, okay? I'm just giving you a bit extra information if you're interested. But the anima for Jung, the 4 main forms are, first of all, Eve, okay, who characterizes motherly love and compassion, okay? Second, Helen of Troy, okay, someone who has independence and skills, okay? Third, the Virgin Mary, so someone who is a kind of moral compass for that person, okay? And then fourth, Sophia, who is the kind of woman of wisdom and integration based upon the Greek goddess Sophia, the goddess of wisdom. Then in terms of the animus, for Jung, there's kind of 4 main forms of the animus. But again, this is going to be unique from one person to the next, but the first one is the Tarzan or Hercules figure, okay, the figure of physical strength. The second one, the Robin Hood figure, the man of action, the romantic, okay, maybe like a James Bond-like figure. The third one is the professor, labeled Lloyd George after the Greek orator, okay, someone who's, a source of knowledge. And then the fourth anima is called Hermes, who's the messenger of the gods, right, in Greek mythology, who's meant as a spiritual guide, okay, someone who can help you connect with something greater than yourself spiritually, okay. So for Jung, that's kind of the four main animas or animuses, okay, that people form. But again, it's not to be used rigidly, okay, it's going to be unique from one person to the next. So, just to give an example of how this looks, right? Maybe you're a young girl, if I use that example, right? What your understanding is of the animus is developing as you get older. It's being influenced by the male characters you watch in Disney programs and the books you read, your father figure, your other, positive male role models in your life. Okay, you're incorporating those ideas into what it is for you in terms of what's the ideal male characteristics. And then as you get older, these are the male characteristics that you're drawn to, that you're attracted to, but also that you want to incorporate into your own psyche. But it's something that can always develop, okay? So, as you go from one relationship to the next, for example, even once you're an adult, your understanding of what traits make up the animus or anima, okay, can evolve, okay, as you get older, okay? It's always changing. Now, like I say, as we get older, we're trying to incorporate traits, okay, and trying to reach this stage of balance, okay? So this would be a combination, right, of stereotypical masculine and stereotypical feminine characteristics that you're trying to incorporate as they get older. If one does reach a stage of balance in which they have incorporated both the anima and animus, then this is called syzygy, okay, in Jung's theory.